All right, what's up, guys? Fun day here at the shop. Had a mishap the other day, and not really a mishap, but just something that always happens if you have a truck long enough. I mashed my clutch to the floor the other day, and the truck didn't really want to stop, or it wanted to take off. So we're fixing to change clothes and get started. Pulling the transmission out of this thing. We're gonna put a new clutch in it, do a couple other things that you really need to do when you have the transmission out. Motor mounts. There's a pivot arm on that works the clutch there, and it needs a new bushing in it. You listen to my videos, you hear this little bitty rattling there. It's coming from that, and the fork shaft bushings in the actual bell housing, they're kind of loose too, and that shaft for the fork shaft is wiggling, and it between them two things is causing my clutch pedal to rattle. So if you hear a clank 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 in the background of my videos, that's what it is, and we're gonna fix it. So we're gonna get started. Red Hush. All right, next thing's next. We got the exhaust all off of it. Now we got to undo our clutch rod. This rear transmission brace has got to come off. All our airlines that supply, and our transmission cooler lines have got to come off, and then our transmission temperature sending unit wires got to come off. I'm gonna try and take all this. I'm gonna try and take these, and I'll show you what I do. But I'm gonna try and take the cooler lines off without draining the transmission, and then that'll be about it. Trying to get the jack. I don't know. This is the first 359 clutch I've done in a while. I don't remember if this little cross member here has got to come off or not. I hope not. I hope my jack will go right up under there and slide like right up there, and I ain't got to mess with this. But I don't know. I may need to take it off anyway. Gotta hope not. I don't want to have to take that exhaust off, and if I take that exhaust off, it just one thing leads to another. You just take a whole bunch of crap off here. All right, here we go. Okay, so what I used there was it's a number 8 cap, and on those lines up here. Oh, well, that is right there. That is a number 8 plug. So we're going to wipe that off, but that's what I used to keep from having to drain the transmission. Take these transmission cooler lines off, because these lines go down the frame, and And there's the transmission cooler, which I could have washed it a little bit better yesterday, but anyway, moving on next, we're gonna get this clutch rod off and that rear transmission brace thingy-majigger. So let's get going. All right, so let's try and get the shift tower off. On 379, you got a big 379 has a big plate in the floorboard you can take up. And you do all this from the top. You do everything from the top. I even do the top bell housing bolts in the 379 from up top. So that is one more reason why I think and I'm gonna take a lot of slack for this, but 379 is a far superior machine than a 359. I think they took what they screwed up with a 359 and fixed it with a 379. So unpopular opinion. Don't get me wrong, 359s are super cool, and they can be fun at times, especially when somebody hollers at you on the old CB and says, man, that's a nice looking 359 you got there. Because I've had more compliments on this truck in the first 6 months I owned it than I ever got on my 379. And I thought my 379 was a pretty cool truck. All right, so we're gonna leave that right here for now. We'll get up and we'll tarp strap it to probably the steering wheel. I think that's usually how we used to do this. So, let's see. Trying to see I guess these airlines and the clutch linkage, and then tarp strap this, and we will start taking bell housing bolts out of it. All right, so it's time to bring out my favorite tool I use one on clutch. Right there. This right here will help you take the rest of these bell housing bolts out, and because some of them are kind of a pain to get to. All right, y'all. We had major mishap yesterday. Usually I can get these transmissions out in probably about an hour and a half. It took me about 5 hours to get this one yesterday. And I finally quit filming, but the transmission would not come out of the flywheel housing. And I figured out why once I got it out. I ended up unbolting the clutch from down here in the inspection cover there, and just unbolted the clutch and let it all come out together. Usually these things come out, usually, you know, hour and a half. I can have one out pretty easy, 2 hours. I mean, nothing bad goes wrong, you know, a couple hours at the most. So here is the pilot bearing. It actually goes in the flywheel there. And I'll show y'all. Let's get up under here. Get some light on this. So we've got to cut this off so we can get the clutch off. We're replacing all this anyway, but we got to get the clutch off so we can take the input shaft out. And we're putting new bushings in the clutch fork arm here. Clutch fork shaft, I mean. We're gonna put new bushings in there and tighten all this mess up. Try and get this truck right. When you buy these old trucks and people kind of halfway take care of them or whatever, it's hard to, it takes a while to get them right. And I'm still trying to get this thing right. But, yep, there's part of my bearing, the outside race of my bearings. So, that thing, ball bearings everywhere. This thing come completely apart when we try to get it out. So, I'm gonna get started. All right, so there is no telling how long this fork and fork shaft have been in here, but we're going to go ahead and pull it and start pulling our clutch arm there. And there's a little washer deal in here that you don't ever want to lose right there. That'll cause you more problems what you want right there. So I did that one time. I'm just saying. All right, let's get this mess apart. It is seized up in here. It's gonna be a fun project getting this out. All right, so we beat all this mess out. Here's that little washer I was talking about. It goes right down in here, just like that, and it helps to keep from over tightening the fork on the fork shaft there. And if you over tighten it too tight, it gets it too tight, makes this whole thing not want to act right. So I just had to pull the transmission out one time just because of that. So I actually lost it and put a couple washers in there and that's a particular size, I guess. So anyway, let's get this thing on tore apart so we can get a little further in it. Here's another thing here, this keyway right here. Don't lose that for sure. Trying to find some key stock that size right there, kind of difficult last time, but I had to find some. So take that out, don't lose it. All right, there's that piece of key stock that I was talking about right there. It's moon shaped, and it's hard to find some that way. You'd have to get some key stock and cut it like that, and I think that's what I did last time I lost one of these. So keep up with it. All right, we're fixing to take this input shaft out. We're gonna take these bolts out right here and attempt to get that cover out. Sometimes it don't work that well, and you just have to take the whole bell housing off. So maybe we won't have to do that because I don't want to have to reseal that, because that's a pain. Something else to clean up, something else to do. But it looks like somebody gooped a bunch of silicone on it last time they had it off. So it ought to be fun to take off if I've got to take it off. So we'll see.